Okay, Glitch, you and I need to talk about something. Your teasers come out at 3 p.m. EST, not in the morning while I'm in school, at lunch. Genuinely, I rely on these things so I can plan out my day and whether I should skip school or not, and it was not fun watching this teaser in a very loud lunchroom, surrounded by a bunch of my friends. In fact, I recorded it just to see how loud it was. Honestly, Glitch Productions, if anything, you really tricked me on when this teaser was gonna come out. Almost as if you gaslit me into believing when it was gonna actually come out. But however, the reason why you clicked on this video was for me to give you a breakdown of the teaser, which I will do, along with my thoughts of what the show would probably look like. First, we are greeted by the Glitch logo that flashes into 4 different characters' design, or facial features, or whatever you want to call it. Next, we see some people whispering to each other as if telling each other a secret, some bugs crawling out of a gutter, some fly, bug, bipedal creatures looking at something as if with satisfaction. We then get this weird image with cryptic writing or language at the bottom, which I have no idea what that is, but it'll probably be important to the future, maybe some prophecy or something. The next frame we get to see is just gigantic loaf of bread, along with the main character and some of her other friends or family. Next is this guy holding up an egg with a weird symbol on it. Maybe it's like their currency or something. Next we see a city that is seemingly underwater. I really doubt that this is like where they live. Perhaps it's like part of the city that's like sank under the island, as we do know that this takes place on an island. More cryptic writing along with this same symbol that we saw on the Gaslight District website whenever you put in like the hand. It was the thing that was on the book or whatever. Next we see a severed fly creature, bipedal creature head thing on a plate with other food around it. They're probably cannibals. The loaf of bread is having a snack. Next we get to see some vultures for a split second that are seemingly glowing. One of them also has a halo on its head. Considering that this is kind of taking place in a hellish like area, these could be like angels or something. Maybe corruptor, I don't know. We see another character with a fedora and leather jacket on, seemingly scouting out an area, perhaps spying on someone or something. Here's another vulture, and then this seems to be the character, the Butcher, which I still don't know his purpose in the show. I don't think anyone does, but it's cool to see him. Next, it seems to be a bunch of severed heads on the ground while it's raining. Not really sure where this is or what this is, but whatever. After that, we finally get an actual panning shot into a house, where we get to see the main character with some voice lines in the background, and from what I can tell, this character seems to be voiced by Lizzie Freeman, the voice actor for also Pomni from Digital Circus, although I could be wrong since my ears are like 80 years old. Next we see again the gigantic loaf of bread along with the Butcher and what seems to be someone else, along with the main character not exactly facing the camera. We see the main character putting her arm around someone. We get a scene of the Butcher and the main character giving each other a fist bump in some sort of icy area. The next scene shows us a newspaper article along with a photo and a question asking where did I come from. The newspaper article says, quote, "Sources have confirmed that the prophesized human is born every 10,000 years. From the egg of an angel, the human holds the power to destroy the Gaslight District as we know it. It must be rooted out and destroyed with utmost prejudice." So this tells us, 1, the eggs aren't the currency of this world. I guess I should have probably guessed that. And 2, our main character is definitely the human that comes every 10,000 years. There is an epic car chasing fight thing. There is the main character, I probably should know her name by now, but I don't, falling down a flight of stairs with an egg in her hands. I guess she probably isn't the human. We can also see some sort of figure with a cloak on standing at the top of the stairs. Maybe this is the vultures from the beginning of the teaser. There's the Butcher chucking a meat knife at someone knocking on glass or a window and then getting their brains blown out, someone shooting pew-pews at something off screen, the main character looking like she's about to curb stomp a crow with a halo on it, with the cloaked figure seemingly behind her or some sort of statue, the piece of bread seemingly playing an instrument very passionately, and then hard cuts to someone getting stabbed in the face with a knife. There's another knife, seemingly a pocket knife or something, I don't know, I'm not a knife person, and then the main character seemingly threatening someone else. Another car fight chase scene with a bunch of the cars exploding behind this character, the main character looking up at something, seemingly I think there's blood or oil on her hands, grinning madly or insanely, I don't know. We get a quick screen that says lie, then the next scene is the main character looking up at some sort of thing that blinks. Maybe it's an eye, I have no idea what's going on anymore. We flash to another screen that says cheat on it. We see a picture being burnt by seemingly a cigarette. Perhaps this is a dead family member or something. We get another screen that says deceive. We get a mugshot of all 4 characters, which we now finally get the names of. We get the gigantic loaf of bread head being called Bread Head. Wow, very creative with that one. The next one is named Mud. After that is the main character being called Melancholy, W name, and the next one, the Butcher, being called Ken. And I'm just now remembering this image was shown to me a while ago and that I just have dementia. I'm like 98% sure this was a teaser image that was released at some point or another, whether it be on Twitter or somewhere else. I have no idea, it just looks familiar. We get another frame of a word that I can't really decipher. I think that's a cement. This show is also supposed to be a little bit of comedy as well, so that kind of makes sense why they would add this, but let me know in the comments if this is a different word and I'm just blind. We get another scene of a bunch of people drowning, seemingly probably in that same spot we saw the underwater city, and then finally we get the title card, the Gaslight District. Now I won't delve too much into my expectations of what I think this pilot or just overall show is going to be like entirely. That's for the video I'm going to make next week. Mostly I'm going to talk about what we can probably expect from this show. First, stellar animation. I love the effects with the blood being multicolored, and there probably being a mix of 2D and 3D animation, or if that's not, I just love the art style in general. Also, we can probably expect a lot of family dynamic, as from what we can see little of in the teaser, there's a lot of like family energy with these four characters, so we can probably expect to see a lot of good chemistry between these characters, at least that's what I hope. Next, the lore to this show is going to go absolutely crazy. From what I can tell from that newspaper article and just what we've seen, such as like the angel crows or whatever, I can just smell the lore, bro. The structure of the pilot will probably go as follows. At the beginning, there will probably be an exposition on the overall world of the Gaslight District, where the Gaslight District is, probably some sort of place in hell, probably that prophecy thing, although that could probably remain a mystery, or at least most of it, along with a little bit of exposition for our characters, although that's probably going to be saved for later down the road when we get to explore them more in later episodes. And then at some point, the main character Melancholy will probably be dragged away from the main group by something, whether it be a problem that goes in their everyday life, which we will probably explore everyday life and how it is in the Gaslight District. However, Melancholy will be pulled away and we get to see more of the mythology of this world. Why are there angels? Why is the Gaslight District even a thing, and stuff like that. Although we most definitely won't get all of the answers to these questions in the pilot, at least I hope to God we don't, since that would be a horrible way to start off your show. I do believe we'll at least be given some explanation, even if the characters don't know this explanation yet. Like, we are given some sort of information that the characters within the story don't know yet. Despite this though, the animation looks amazing, the potential is absolutely massive, and I am really excited for the Gaslight District. I've got to admit, I wasn't exactly very hyped for this show, especially with their marketing tactics. However, this has rejuvenated my hype around this show. So Glitch Productions, please do not fumble the ball. Anyway, like the video if you want me to make more Gaslight District content, which I will be doing whether you do so or not, so just do it to be a nice person. Subscribe to help out my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.